Denver, Colorado, the Mile High City and home of the National MS Society. Your votes have brought us nearby to Littleton, Colorado, where we're going to meet Kathy, a woman whose steps have taken her many miles.
I live in Littleton, Colorado. It's quiet, it's safe, just a nice place to live and raise your family.
Hi, Jason.
Hey, how you doing, Kathleen? Nice to meet you.
Welcome to Littleton.
Yeah, thanks for having me. All right, let's do it.
I'm the youngest of 7 children. When I was 18 months old, I got very ill. I got meningococcemia. I was in the hospital for over a month and I lost my leg then. Back in the late 60s, early 70s, they didn't have the neat stuff that they have for amputees that they have now. And so my artificial limb was bulky. The doctor said, oh, I'd never do this and I'd never do that. I'd always be that sedentary person sitting in the back. When I became a nurse, I had to have a physical. And the doctor said to me, you can't be a nurse. And I said, well, what do you mean I can't be a nurse? I mean, I've just gone through nursing school, I've graduated. He said, well, you can't even run to the course. How are you going to be on your feet all day and do this? And I've been a nurse for 24 years. Every step I took, it's like, no, you can't. My son John, he was born exactly 1 year to the date that they told us that we couldn't have children. About a year after my daughter was born, I just noticed that I kept getting headaches. I was terribly fatigued, and so I usually take a nap. And I woke up from the nap and my foot was tingling, and I thought, well, that's weird. I must have slept wrong or something. And I get dressed and go to work, and I get halfway through my shift and the numbness is up to the knees. By the time I got home, I was numb to the waist. So I went in, that's when they found 2 lesions in the head and 1 on my spine. My reaction when I was diagnosed was, oh my God, I've got to raise my kids. How am I going to do this? Those first couple of years probably hit a low. Just real depressed about things and angry at life, how it had unfolded like this. I didn't feel connected. I wasn't exercising, I wasn't taking care of myself. How I pulled myself out of it was I was at work and there was this thing, it was called 10K a day. It was a program where you got a pedometer and you were supposed to build up to 10,000 steps a day. The first day, I think I walked maybe 500 steps and I thought, God, this is pretty pathetic. I can do better than this. It took me a couple of months and I was walking a mile, and then when I got to about 1.5 miles, 2 miles, I thought, gosh, this walking's kind of fun. I think I'd like to try to run. And it was really hard work to run on my regular leg. And I can remember walking into Dr. Mullica's office and I had my head down and I said, I know, Dr. Mullica, I'm 40, I know I have MS and I know I have 1 leg, but I really want to run. He says, we can help you run. And that's when I got my new leg. When I first got it, it was so fast for me, I couldn't keep up. And I had bruises and scrapes and all down my legs, but they were bruises of joy and hope. My friend Shauna at work saw me exercising and she says, I'm gonna do this triathlon. You gotta do it with me. And from that moment on, it was like this quest. The day of the race, we both show up and we look at each other and we're like, oh my God, what have we gotten ourselves into? And then we finished. It could have been the Olympics as far as I was concerned. I just get teary-eyed thinking about that first race. After that, it was like, God, I did this. I told myself I could, and I did. And no one was going to tell me what I could and couldn't do anymore. When I was a little girl, my dad would take us out to the track at the high school down the street, and he would run and run and run. And I can remember trying to run after him. And I always said, I'm going to do the Boston Marathon when I get old. I'm going to do the Boston Marathon. You know, sometimes childhood dreams come true. I mean, it may not be the Boston, but it's my Boston. All the races and events that I've done the Boulder, Greenwood, Goose Chase, the Bike MS Ride, 3 Danskin triathlons. The exercise keeps me focused. That's how it helps with my MS. It's that constant doing what you can do for as long as you can do it. It's just me. It's like a meditation. All you hear is the stepping of your feet and your breathing and where you're going to put your next step. It's the one time that I have absolute control, that I tell my body and I tell myself what I'm going to do and I do it.
Hey, have you been telling your friends to vote? You better hurry up, because there's only 2 weeks left to vote. This is Jason Da Silva, signing off.